You alright, Fred?
No, I'm not. I'm drowning in emails. Look, I started coming to work on a Saturday morning just to get caught up on emails. And then I come back in on Monday morning and I've got a load more. It's like whack-a-mole.
Okay, I understand.
I could just do with an extra day every week. A day where my phone didn't ring and my email inbox stayed clear.
Fred, you don't need more time. You just need some tips to manage your email better.
Like what?
Have you heard of Outlook rules?
No, I've not.
Well, with Outlook rules, we can automate certain things in Outlook. It's a bit like having an assistant working for us.
Tell me more.
Okay, how about I tell you the 6 Outlook rules that you should be using?
Yeah, go on then.
The first one is a real time saver. Do you receive emails every day, every week, or every month that aren't for you? And you do the same action time and time again. Take, for example, you might receive an invoice. It's not for you. So you always forward it on to your accounts person. And then a month later, you get the same email and you forward it on again and again and again. And then once you forward it on, you just file it away in your archive. Now, each time you forward it on and archive it away, it might just take 30 seconds. But these 30 seconds, multiple times every day, add up. So why don't we create a rule to automatically forward emails that aren't for you to someone else and then archive them away? Let me show you how. Okay, this is my Outlook. Now, there's a bunch of emails I need to deal with. I'm looking at this one here. It's from BT and it's saying your bill is ready. Now, I get that because I think I'm the account holder. So I get that email delivered to me. And all I do every month is I just forward it on. I forward it on to the accounts department. So to save time in future, I don't want to ever really see this email again. So I'm going to create an Outlook rule. So to access Outlook rules, I go to settings at the top right hand corner. I then go to mail and then I go to rules. Okay, you can see I've already got a bunch of Outlook rules because I use them all of the time. To create a new rule, I simply click on add new rule. Now I've got to do 3 things. The first thing is I need to name my rule. Now you've got to be as descriptive as you possibly can when naming rules. The idea is you might end up with dozens, hundreds of different email rules. So you need to be able to know what each rule does really quickly just by looking at the name. So I'll give this rule a name. There you go. It does what it says on the tin. The next thing is I need to add a condition. Now, these emails come from the same email address every single time. So if I go to condition, I can go to people and from, okay? Then I can enter the email address. There we go. So when we receive an email from this email address, what do we want Outlook to do with it? Well, firstly, we add an action, and I want to go to root and forward to. And I want to forward this email automatically to my accounts team. So I'll put that in there. So this is starting to look like a good rule, but there's something else I need to do. So if I just leave it as this, the email will come in and it will be automatically forwarded to my accounts team. But the email will still stay in my mailbox. So I want Outlook to do something else. So I'm going to add another action. And this time, I want Outlook to move it to my archive folder. So that's the level of automation. Outlook will pick that email up, forward it to accounts, and then move it to my archive folder. I'll never see this email again, which is great news. Just a word on this setting here. Stop processing more rules. Now again, you might end up with lots of different rules. So if we get an email from this email address, Outlook will do these things. It will no longer look at any more rules. As far as Outlook is concerned, it has done its job because this is now selected. The thing with rules is if you've got lots of different rules, there might be some conflicts along the way, and you don't want that. So this is a really good option to keep selected. Once I'm happy, I click on save, and my rule has been created. Just before we continue with today's content, I just want to say a quick thank you to today's sponsors, who are SaneBox. Now, email was supposed to save time, and now it just steals it. Every day, we sift through newsletters we never asked for, notifications we don't need, and email threads that never end. By the time we find the email that really matters, we're already behind. And SaneBox fixes that automatically. It connects to your existing inbox, whether you're using Outlook, Gmail, Apple, or something else. And it uses AI to filter out unimportant emails and sends them to a folder called Sane Later. That way, you only see email that really matters. Do you want to unsubscribe from someone forever? We'll just drag their email into something called the black hole and you'll never hear from them again. Do you need a reminder to follow up? We'll just CC 3 days at sanebox.com and it'll ping you. And with SaneBox Digest, you get a daily summary of what was filtered, so you stay in control of everything. No wonder PC Mag called SaneBox the best thing that happened to email since email was invented. So if you want to save more than 4 hours a week, why don't you try SaneBox free for 14 days and get $15 off a subscription. Now, back to the content. Now, not all emails are equal. The email from your favorite clothes brand advertising a 30% sale isn't important as an email from your boss asking for an update on an important project. But we receive so many emails, and sometimes they can all blend in together. You don't want to explain to that important person why you missed their email. So why don't we create another email rule? Any important email we can classify as being important. Let me show you. Okay, I'm back in my emails. Now, I've only got a few emails here, but you might have dozens or hundreds, and they're kind of blending together. Now, I'm looking at an email here, look, from Simon. Now, Simon is a really important person. He's a manager, okay? So when Simon sends me an email, I need to act really quickly. But I might miss his email amongst all of this, and I don't want that to happen. So let's go back to my Outlook rules, go to Mail, go to Rules, and let's add a new rule. I'll give this a name, Flag Emails from Simon, okay? I will add a condition. Again, it's people from, and I'll add Simon's email address in here. Okay, so what do I want to happen when I get an email from Simon? Well, simple. I want to mark it with an importance. Now, we can choose from 3. So you might have some people in your organization who aren't as important as others, and you might choose low. But in this case, I want to choose high. Again, I want to stop processing more rules, and I want to run this rule now. We've got this second option here because we're able to run it now on emails. So I will select that, and I will select Save. Now, what happens in Outlook? I'll come out of here. You can see here, look. This now has been flagged with high importance. And all subsequent emails that I receive from Simon will also be flagged as important. So I can prioritize those in my workflow. How much time do you spend deleting certain emails? Maybe you signed up for a newsletter a few years ago and you can't seem to unsubscribe. Maybe someone's got your email address from LinkedIn and they're trying to sell something to you every day. Don't waste time deleting these emails anymore. Instead, let's create a rule that sends these emails straight to the trash. So I'm back in Outlook. Now you can see I've got an email here asking me to take the meter reading for the electric in the office. Now the problem is this email gets sent to multiple people in the business and someone does the meter reading. I don't need to have this email. I can't seem to stop this email getting delivered to me though. Now, of course, I just delete it, and it only takes a second to delete, but it's just quite annoying and time-consuming. So I want to stop this email. I don't want to see it ever again. So I'm going to create an Outlook rule. Now, this Outlook rule is going to get this email and send it straight into deleted items. So, yes, I could look at the from address again, as we've shown you before, but I'm going to show you something a bit different. I'm going to do it based on the subject line. So this here says Action Maze Meter Reading Reminder. Now, if I copy all of this, obviously we're referencing this current month, so it's not going to work. So what can I do? Well, let's go back to Settings. We'll go to Mail. We'll go to Rules. Let's create a new rule, okay? Give it a name, something like this. So what condition shall we use? Well, let's go down to subject, okay? So subject includes something like this. Meter reading reminder. How does that sound? Okay, so we're taking the month off there. What I want to do when this email comes in, I want to delete it. Now, let's test if this rule works. So I'm going to choose Run Rule Now. So you can see, here's the email behind it. Let's save it. Hopefully that should disappear. And it has done, okay? So I will never see this email ever again. It goes straight into my deleted items. That's a bit of a win. Okay, this one is my favorite. Now, I don't mind email newsletters, especially the ones that I signed up for. But these email newsletters just sometimes distract me. Sometimes I'm meant to be working on an important project and an email newsletter comes into my inbox. I spend the next hour looking at holidays. So my next Outlook rule is to categorize all email newsletters so they don't actually come into our inbox. Then, daily, weekly, or even monthly, I can go through all my email newsletters and read them or junk them. Let's take a look. Okay, you can see in my Outlook here, I've got these categories showing, okay? Categories are really helpful. I've got one called newsletters. So what happens is if I receive an email with the word unsubscribe in it, it's likely to be a newsletter. Newsletters are fine, but during the working day, they just interrupt your workflow. So the best thing is move them straight into here. And then maybe once a week, you can go through this category and you can read what you want and you can delete what you want. Okay. So to set that rule up, I've already got it. So I'll show you. Go to Mail, go to Rules, scroll right down to the bottom because it's the first rule I ever put in, and you can see that rule is here. I'll just edit it so you can see it. So I've called it Newsletters and Spam to Archive. So the condition is if the message body includes the word unsubscribe, I want you to move that email out of my inbox into archive. But I also want you to categorize it with the newsletter category, okay? It's a very simple rule, but it's very, very effective. Sometimes you are CC'd or BCC'd on emails. The sailor went to CCC to see what he could CCC. Anyway, when you're CC'd on emails, sometimes these emails aren't top priority. You are CC'd just for informational purposes. So why don't we create another rule? Why don't we move all emails that we're not in the toolbox to a certain folder? Again, we can review these daily or even weekly. Let me show you. Okay, still in Outlook. So what I might do now is I might create a subfolder called CC/BCC. Okay, and that is there. And then I'll go and create a rule. Okay, so I'll go to Mail, I'll go to Rules, and I will create a new rule. I'll give it a name, CCC/BCC to folder. Okay, so this time my name is on the CC line, add an action, organize, move to a different folder, CC/BCC. We can run that rule now if we want. I won't do. I will click on save. So what will happen now is any email that we are CC'd or BCC'd into won't go into my main mailbox. It will go to this folder here. Now, once a day, a couple of times a day, you can come into this folder and you can look at it. What this does, it just clears our workspace. So we are concentrating on the most important things, okay? And usually, if we're CC'd in, if we're BCC'd in, those emails are generally not as important, okay? So that's the next tip. The final email rule. So one day you get an email all about your taxes and you miss the email, so you don't pay your taxes. The next minute you're arrested and thrown in prison for a long, long time. Okay, maybe not. But we don't want to miss emails about taxes, do we? Or we don't want to miss other important emails. So why don't we pin emails that are important to the top of our inbox? That way, they're always there. Let me show you. So we're back in Outlook. You can see here I've got an email from HMRC, which is the government in the UK. So it must mean it's something about taxes. I don't want to miss this. I want to keep this at the top of my email. So I want to create a rule, okay? So go into rules again, mail rules, okay? Let's add a new rule. We'll call this a name, pin HMRC emails. So they're always at the top of my mailbox. Now, when it comes to conditions, we could use a couple of things. We could use subject body, or subject body includes, and we could look at the word HMRC, okay? That would ensure it's done. Or, again, we've used this before in the video, we could use when it's from, and I could put in there the email address of the tax service. Either of those would work. And then the action, simply, is pin to the top, okay? So anything from there, pin to the top. If we run this rule now, let's see what it looks like. Okay, here we are. So it's pinned to the top. Now, of course, I've not got many emails here. If you've got a few emails in your mailbox and you've got a few rules pinning important emails to the top, you might have several emails here delivered to you on different days, but they're all pinned to the top. So they will take your priority. They'll always be there when you need them. So that's the final tip. So I hope you've enjoyed my 6 Outlook rules. Before I go, I just want to say thank you again to today's video sponsor, who was SaneBox. Now, your email is full, but guess what? Only 10% of it really matters. SaneBox uses AI to move distractions out of your way. There's no new app, there's no learning curve. You just connect SaneBox to your existing email and away you go. Important emails stay front and center, and those unimportant emails either get filtered, deferred, or blocked forever. And with SaneBox Digest, you get a daily summary. So again, you stay in control of absolutely everything. No wonder PC Mag called SaneBox the best thing to happen to email since email was invented. If you want to save more than 4 hours a week, why don't you try SaneBox free for 14 days and then receive $15 off your subscription. Thanks again for watching. Look forward to seeing you again soon.